Hi everyone, how are we all? I hope that you are doing great and having a wonderful Wednesday so far. And I hope that you all have been enjoying Stronger Digital. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so grateful to be able to share with you all today. So today I will be talking about how to increase engagement. And just a little bit of a backstory about myself. In June 2021, as my bio said, I kind of was like born and raised in church. My mum is a pastor, and my granddad, my mum's dad, was a bishop. And so there is definitely a long line of history of church leadership within our family. But in June 2021, I kind of took the leap and went full-time with my kind of side hustle, which is Coco Betty Creative Services, and I went full-time. And so within the last year, I think June 2022 now, it's been a year, I can't believe it. I've spent the past year really just speaking with church and Christian organizations about rising digital trends and really how best they can share the gospel. So today I want to be talking about how to increase engagement. And I just want to share a few practical tips with you that will allow you to really make an impact through whichever organization you may have, whether it be a local church, whether it may be a Christian community, whether it may be, a fashion brand, whether you are a public figure, a speaker, coach, whatever it may be. These are just some practical tips that anybody within the kingdom can really use. So the first point that I want to talk about really is, what is social media engagement? I think sometimes we hear a lot of words online, on Instagram, TikTok, etc., and we don't really know what they all mean. But social media engagement is really just the measurement of comments, likes, and shares. And of course, you want to increase your followers. Everybody wants to increase their following these days. But ultimately, the greatest measure of social media success is an engaged audience, and not always a big one. Organic social media content is free content, which is shared on social media profiles, and that can be posts, videos, stories, and so much more. This kind of content can be seen by a portion of your followers, people who are following any hashtags that you may use, and the followers of anyone who shares your posts. Now, you are welcome to use paid ads if you want to promote your local church or your Christian organization. However, I do feel that some of the points that I'll be sharing today doesn't necessarily require having to use a paid ad to do that. And I do recognize that some organizations are just starting or may not have the budgetary requirements to really use paid ads. So hopefully all of these tips can really help for anybody. Now, with organic social media engagement, what I think is a really key thing to understand really is what your metrics are. So how will you determine if your content has been successful engagement-wise? Now, there are many ways, like I said, that you can use to measure the success of your content: comments, likes, shares. Say, for instance, if you were a service-based Christian organization, you may want to use the metrics of sales or people signing up to your events or to your that kind of thing to help measure. And so obviously there may be an overall goal for your entire platform, whether that be your Instagram, your page, your YouTube page, your TikTok account, but then you may have smaller pockets that in terms of smaller content that you may have. Maybe it's a marketing campaign for a particular event or a particular product that you may have smaller measurements for. So it might be important for this particular campaign that you want to see people coming to your event or registering online via Eventbrite or that kind of thing to actually come out, as opposed to maybe comments and likes. So it just it all focuses on the purpose of the content, as well as obviously the overall goal for your online platform. The second point is that your online church and community are still a part of you, even if you never meet them in real life. I think the beauty of this digital time and age that we are in is that we are able to connect with people that we have never met before. We're able to have conversations and communicate with people from the other side of the world. And so when we are creating and establishing our social media platforms with an aim to increase our engagement, to get more people on board and looking and taking part in the things that we are doing, we have to remember that because we may never meet a lot of these people in person, that there is a level of respect, or digital respect, shall we call it, that we have to have with our online audience. And so there are a few ways that we can maintain this. And the first thing would be to reply to comments. I know it sounds really, really simple and it sounds really easy, but oftentimes social media can seem and be quite overwhelming if it's not something that you're used to. And so simple things like replying to comments can take the back seat when it comes to trying to create and really put content out there. But don't despise replying to comments. It's really important with engaging and connecting with your online community. Also, if you are in maybe a local church and you have live stream services or live stream events, make sure that you interact with your online audience during the live streamed event. It's always important. It allows people to feel like they are connecting. It allows people to feel like they're actually speaking with somebody that they're not actually in the room with, you know, and that kind of thing. And it helps to make the event that you are putting on, this live stream event, it's maybe similar to what we're doing right now. It helps with allowing people to feel like they're connected. The next point as well is responding to direct messages or DMs. I think sometimes we can either be really good at responding to comments, really good at interacting with people during live stream events, but sometimes our response time with direct messages can be a little bit delayed. And I understand life is busy, people are running businesses and organizations, but that also it connects to the analytics of your engagement if you reply and respond to your online audience in a good time. Again, all of these things, they allow people to feel connected, and it can almost guarantee your online audience's involvement in the actual progression and expansion of your social media platforms and the expansion of your business brand or church. The third point that I think that will help to increase your engagement is to choose your words carefully. A lot of us now, I know I definitely do, are using social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, like a search engine. They've kind of become like dual, not just a social media platform where you can share and connect, but actually using it to find information that's important. And this doesn't mean that places like Google, Bing, or Internet Explorer are no longer important. It just means that there is a preference now at this point within the digital age for people to access video content, preferably from people like ourselves, something that is real, something that's authentic, that will allow them to get the information that they need a lot faster than maybe reading it through a website or through a blog or something like that, they'd prefer to hear about it a lot quicker. So how can you choose your words carefully? You can do this in literally in the videos. So the words that you use when recording your video, you can choose to use great words, which will then be searchable in your hashtags. So like for me, the other day, at this moment in time, I'm really enjoying TikTok. It's allowing me to try different cuisines, and I'm watching a lot of TikTok cookery shows and videos. And so actually, I just went onto TikTok and typed in how to make fried rice. And so when you use particular words or hashtags, literally hashtag how to make fried rice, this then allows your video to come up to the top or come into, the amount of other people who are doing similar videos as yourself. So using good captions as well. That's another way that you can choose the correct words that will make it easily searchable, and so that people can connect with the things that you are doing. Like I said, to remember that people are using these platforms now as a search engine. And so you want to be ahead of the game so that they will be able to see your information and connect with you. The fourth point is create a need to engage. So while it's important that we can make videos, we can make like static posts or carousel posts, that kind of thing, or even use our Insta stories and that kind of thing. It's also important to bring a level of spiritual practice onto our social media platforms in the way of maybe prayer requests, prayer groups, social nights. What this does, aside from people in comment sections and responding and DMs and all of that kind of thing, it allows people to really, really foster and home in on community. Engagement really is about creating and joining and connecting with like-minded people, as well as, building your following. It's like I said earlier, it's more about having an engaged audience than a big one. And so sometimes we can focus on really just churning out lots of posts, lots of quotes, lots of scripture and stuff like that. But actually what I'd recommend is really seeing that all put into action through various different methods. Like I said, you can have prayer groups, prayer nights. I know that during the pandemic, the rise of Zoom and going live. So having that moment where you go live every so often and you can share and you can pray, it allows people to share their testimonies or their prayer requests, that kind of thing. Even no matter what organization that you're actually doing, you don't have to be a local church to pray. You don't have to be a local church or a level of community to be able to create something that interacts socially with people, whether it be fun nights, quizzes, that kind of thing. I would recommend engaging outside of posts with your community so that they can see that there's more to your platform than just a quote. The fifth thing that I would recommend to increase your engagement is authenticity. Nothing attracts and increases engagement like real lives. Show real faces, be authentic in your stories, in your behind the scenes footage and clips. People want to see real life stuff. They want to know that the people behind your organization, your church, your brand they are real people behind the scenes. They want to see how you started. They want to see how you are going. They want to see the end result. They want to see the ups. They want to see the downs. They want to see as much as possible behind the scenes. Real life is happening to all of us. And so often social media can present as a version or a type of real life, and it's not true. And so I think that TikTok has definitely gone to another level, because a lot of the picture perfect stuff that Instagram used to do. It's no longer attractive now, as the rise of mental health, and a lot of people are struggling, you know, and especially during the pandemic and all of that kind of stuff. People want to see real lives. People want to see real struggles and real triumphs. And so I recommend that with your brand, with your church, with your organization, show real life, show the people behind the scenes, show the person who cleans, show the person who cooks, show the person who packs the orders, show what it's like to pack an order, show what it's like to run a service, show what it's like to prepare a sermon. Engage and interact and show what it's like to live real life from your perspective. And that is one of the best ways, honestly, one of the best ways you can grow your platform, and you can really take your Christian initiative to the next level. Share your vision, share your mission. People want to see your mission and your vision in action. They want to see that what you said, or why you started your business or your organization, the reason behind that, they want to see that all in action. So the summary of my 5 points are: number 1, determine what is successful engagement to you and your organization. Is it comments? Is it likes? Is it an increased attendance? Is it increase in following? You determine what that is and work towards that. Number 2, connect with those you have online, reply to their comments, interact during services, live streams, and respond to direct messages. Number 3, choose your words carefully. Allow your content to be easily searchable simply by the words you use in your videos, captions, and hashtags. Number 4, where is the need to engage? Create some practical spiritual engagement via prayer groups, live streams, social nights, and more. And number 5, always remain authentic. Show real faces, real lives, real testimonies, real worship, real relationships, to show a real example of Christian life. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that this has been so helpful to you all.